I'm not going to talk about skills, and I'm not going to talk about tools today. I want to talk about mindset. I want to talk about the attitude, the approach, the way that you think about what you have to do, in particular in this conversation about leadership. And so when I was thinking about preparing for presenting to you today, I was thinking about what does everybody ask me inevitably when I have this conversation about leadership? And one of the questions that comes up every time is this one. What is the difference between management and leadership? You guys ever thought about that? Maybe you haven't because you're so damn busy right now. But if you stop to think about it, you'd wonder, like, what's the difference between management and leadership? So here's one way to think about it. It's an important way because it sets up the whole conversation about what is your role, your contribution, what is your responsibility as a leader. So both managers and leaders balance something. So it's a balancing act, right? But what managers balance, on the one hand, is resources. There's stuff that you have, time, people, money, material, inventory. Those are resources, right? What you have to balance it against is objectives. Objectives are specific outcomes that you have to produce, right? So the objective is get this done in this amount of time with this amount of people and this budget. Sound familiar? You have objectives. Management by objectives is a common term that we use. So to the degree that you effectively balance resources and accomplish the objectives, you're doing a great job managing. And the real clue to me is interesting in the word manager. For an extra bonus, which I don't know what it is, but I'm sure Tracy will be happy to give it to you. What do you think is the origin of the word manager? Manage. Oh, you're safe today, Tracy. It comes from the Latin word, from manus, which means what? Hand. So manager literally means, the language literally means to handle. A good manager is somebody who can handle things. And what do you handle? You handle resources in order to put the puzzle together to meet the objectives. Does that sound familiar? So let's talk about leadership then. It's a different set of balancing factors. In the leadership realm, what you have to balance is results, not just objectives. Objectives are concrete outcomes. Results are organizational, they're organizational-wide, they're team-wide, they're department-wide. These are things that haven't happened before. These are new achievements. And what balances against the results in this construct is what brings up this whole interesting discussion about the mindset of leadership. What you get to balance against results is uncertainty. It's uncertainty because you don't know how many resources it's going to take to accomplish these results. You don't know how long it's going to take. You don't even know if it can be done. It's uncertain. And that to me is the primary distinction between management and leadership. One is about handling resources. The other is about navigating uncertainty to accomplish previously unaccomplished outcomes. And the word leader beautifully completes this thought because leader comes from Anglo-Saxon, Old English. The word that it comes from is litan. And litan means to travel, to go. The point of leadership is to be on a journey. The point of management is to handle resources. This is not an either-or discussion. When they say, is it management or leadership? What are you talking about? There's no competition, but there is a distinction. When I was in college and studying psychology, there was this big debate about nature versus nurture. Do you guys remember that? Nature versus nurture. I was like 20 years old, busting my head trying to figure out, what is it really? Is it nature, is it nurture? I have 2 children. That is not a debate. It's nature and nurture, right? They have come into this world with their own nature. Anyone have kids? Yeah, right? And I have successfully downloaded all my neuroses and anxieties into them. That's nurture. But the distinction of either or, that's in the same way. Management versus leadership, that's not worth the conversation. The question is, when do you manage, when do you lead, and are you bringing the right mindset to it?